So today I released a new video, and the video was a tutorial on how to build a mobile app without any code. So to do that, I used bolt.new, which is a platform to build apps without any code. Originally, it was a website where you could build websites only without code, but just recently they released a new feature where you could build React Native apps with Expo Go using their site. So that was the video about today, where I showed a full tutorial on how to build a mobile app on bolt.new. So it's kind of crazy to see all of these new platforms, all these new apps releasing and making building and coding so much easy. It feels like coding is a skill that will disappear in some time, or it will have to upgrade into something else. We will have to see. Another news on X, or should I say Twitter, Convergence, which is an AI based company, released a new product called Proxy 1.0. So this is how they describe it. It's the most capable web browser agent so far. So what does that mean? Essentially, if you go on their website, you can write a prompt as if you're in ChatGPT or in DeepSeek, and then what it will do based on your prompt. So if you ask it to, hey, go on X and message this person, it will actually open a browser and do that action for you, which is crazy. We've seen it in the past with ChatGPT and Claude, but we've never really seen a real use case for it, or at least when I tried it with Claude, it didn't really work. But now it seems like things are getting much better. So still staying on X, something else that's really exciting that happened today is Microsoft announced the first quantum chip built on topological core. So to be honest here, I don't really know what it means, but I know that from what they said, it's a breakthrough. It's something that will accelerate the development on quantum computers. And the CEO of Microsoft said that, people used to think that we're going to have something useful in quantum computers in decades. Development is so slow. But he said that we're going to have something useful because of this breakthrough and how things are working so fast now. Not in decades, but in years now. The future looks very promising for the work on quantum computers. So how he described it, this new chip, he said that if you put all the computers in the world together to solve a particular problem, then they won't be able. With all this massive amount of compute, they still won't be able to compute some of the problems that a quantum computer can, specifically this new chip that they announced. And they said that it's so small that it could fit in the palm of your hand. So something else that I saw on Twitter today is a developer called Jack Fricks, who built an app in only 7 hours. And of course, everything was made using AI. Everything. There wasn't really like some development. He said himself, pretty much everything was done using AI. And he built it using React Native and Expo Go. So the app is an app that lets you scan the barcode of products, and it lets you know if it's a Canadian product or not. So essentially, because of all the politics and what's happening around the world, Canadians are really keen on buying Canadian products. And if you look at the App Store, if you're in Canada at least, if you look at the App Store, on the top charts, you're going to see many apps exactly like this, where you could scan a barcode and it tells you if it's a Canadian product or not. So Jack Frick saw the opportunity. He saw the hype around it, so he built his own version. So still staying on X, something exciting that happened to me today is that I got access to Grok 3. So a couple of days ago, before it actually released to the public, Elon Musk and his team from XAI demoed the product and showcased, all the benchmarks and everything, and it was really hyped. Elon Musk said that it beats all the competition, and we're including DeepSeek, ChatGPT, Claude, and seeing all the numbers, people were really impressed, and he even said that it will keep on getting better. So it's at the top, and it will keep on getting better and better. So it's really interesting to see how far this whole AI race is going to go. So as soon as I got access to Grok 3, I want to build something with it. I want to build either an app, a website, or something else. I've built many apps, I've built many websites with it, but I want to build something that I haven't done before, and I decide to build a game. And for immediately when I want to build a game, I had this idea in mind where I want to build a zombie survival game. So I don't know if you've ever played this game, but when I was a kid, I would go on those Flash websites, or I don't know if Flash was there back then. But after Flash died, there were many zombie survival games where you'd have a top view of your character and the map, and then zombies would come in, and you'd have to kill the zombies, and every single time you'd kill zombies, you'd get points or coins, and then when the wave finished, you could upgrade your character or buy new weapons. So I want to build something like that. So I also want this game to be built all in one HTML file. So that means it could only use HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. I didn't want it to install other things like Node.js, Python, and I'd have to actually go and set up the environment and all that. I didn't want that. I just wanted one HTML file that you could open, and then you'd have a nice looking game that you could play. So to do that, the first thing I did was to click the research model on Grok. So I used that to explain my game. So I told Grok, this is what I want to build. These are the features, and create me a very detailed plan based on the things I just said. So after that, it created me a very, very, very detailed plan with so many steps and so many core features, nicely detailed, even some sample code. So having that, what I did, the second step was to uncheck the research model and click on the think model now. So I use a think model and pasted all the details from the research model inside the think model, and then I asked it to write the first pass for my game. So it had to think and did write all the code, one HTML file, and when I opened it, it worked. Nothing was broken, everything was working, but the game wasn't really what I was looking for. So I asked it still a couple of times, hey, this is what I want, and this is what you need to do. So after a couple of passes, maybe 2 or 3, then I could actually see my game forming. I had the top view of my character, and I would see zombies coming in. So I unchecked the think model, and on step number 3, I started the prompt with Grok. I just prompted, and it would output me the HTML file, and then I would try it, and then give feedback, and then I would improve the game. I keep on saying app, but it's a game. So I kept on doing this a couple of times until now I have a fully working game made in HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. It's just you open the file, and then you have a nice looking game. So yeah, that's the update for today. I don't have anything else. If you're watching this, well, thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.